Good morning, friends. Kevin Inoue here from Fight Designer LLC. It's been a while. I have not kept up with either my Fight Designer channel here or PewTube in quite some time. I've been busy with a number of things. You know, I've directed some shows, worked on fights for a bunch of shows, but largely my second book, The Screen Combat Handbook, was eating up a lot of my free time, if you want to even call it that. Joys of being an academic. There's never a time when it feels like you shouldn't be doing something else. But for better or worse, a lot of us now will have at least a difference in how our time is experienced due to the shutdown of a lot of higher education and the shift to online-only classes for those of us who teach at colleges and universities, and to some degree perhaps high schools and middle schools as well. Some are shutting down. I know today my kids are at school probably for the last time in a while. I'm not sure how that's gonna go down. I've yet to hear from some of the other activities. Some of the plays that I'm involved in are postponed with no new dates announced. Some are canceled, and I know that's hard on freelancers. That's hard on artists. So partly I just wanted to reach out and say hi. This whole social isolation thing, while it's really important to help reduce the spread of the COVID-19 coronavirus and keep those we love healthy and safe, it's rough. And I know a lot of artists struggle without that affirmation and ensemble feeling that they get from doing their work and the fulfillment of that. And you know, some of us struggle with depression and things like that. So first thing I just wanted to say was hi, and don't be afraid to reach out. You know, if you just want to chat, or if there's something that you want from this channel. And that kind of brings me to my second point, which is that those of us that are having to try and figure out how to navigate this whole teaching movement and stage combat completely online thing, we can help each other out. And so if there is a way that, even if your campus is just shut down for a couple of weeks and you kind of need some interesting filler that will engage your students, but, may not be exactly what your curriculum's about right now or supposed to be about, reach out. I think, I'd be happy to try and Skype or Zoom into someone's class. If you want to interview me or do a little AMA with your students on prop weaponry. I did write the Theatrical Firearms Handbook. That was my first book. I'm a certified theatrical firearms instructor with the Society of American Fight Directors, as well as a certified teacher. So, there's only so much you can do when you're sitting in a room by yourself talking to a camera. But there's plenty you can talk about. And so if you want to treat this as sort of a virtual conference and you want to put together a panel, awesome. Let's take advantage of this, because the one thing that is easier to do with online instruction than it is in person is to bring someone in. And, our peers are spread around the world, in this field, especially once you're involved in things like the Patty Crane workshops. It's an international thing. We've got coworkers and peers from decades of those that are scattered all over the globe, and many of them are also isolated. Some are in Italy, some are in Japan. Some are in Seattle. It could be a chance for us to kind of get together and touch base virtually. So just throwing that out there if you want to. And just, take care of yourself. Isolation doesn't have to mean sitting in your room staring at your screen. So even though that's what you're doing right now, it's spring out. It's nice out. Get out. I just, after walking my kids to the bus stop on an impulse, just kind of kept going when I've crossed home and walked around an empty park for a while, because that's still isolation. It's spring. The weather's turning nice. Flowers are coming out, at least Northern Hemisphere. And so get out and enjoy that. Reconnect to nature. You can do that and still not be within sneezing distance of other human beings. If you have a chance to go camping, awesome. Hard to beat that for social isolation. And when was the last time you spent some time just sitting out in nature? So despite all of the stuff that's going on, I do encourage you to reach out to your friends, connect to people, connect to the world, but connect in ways that aren't going to spread germs, right? Do what you got to do to stay safe. Take care of yourselves. And I will, hopefully in the next week or so, be able to start putting some more content up on Fight Designer and on PewTube as well. I've already recorded a few things. because I've been doing some interesting work with like airsoft guns in live theater. I got some Lugers, and I'm going to talk about that since there's this rise in suddenly Nazis being relevant again this last couple of years. And I got to interview Richard Gilbert at the MATC Theater Conference last week when I was there. I managed to go to that just before everything got shut down, and was on a couple panels there. That was great. So yeah, take care of yourselves, stay safe, have fun, and we'll get through this as best we can. So as long as we're not running out of toilet paper and coffee, and yes, those two things are, I guess, kind of connected, we'll make it through this. Hang in there, and until next time,